Okay, we have a upstairs unit drain problem on this house. Now, we did put a package unit on the bottom floor of this house a few months back, and the top floor was working okay, so we left it alone. And now he's got rusty water dripping out of the back of his house. Let's see if we can get his primary cleared or get on top of that problem, whatever it is. Yep, there it is. This platform's really out of level, so that's why it's dripping out of the back. It's full of water back there and bone dry up here. See where this goes down at. Probably over there with the original line set. It looks like somebody has cut and abandoned. Yep, so we should be able to find it outside now. Alright, so here's where they obviously plugged the hole from the original line set. And use the gutter to hide their new one. It does not come out over here with the line set. I found the drain on the other side. Let's go over there and see if we get anything out of it with the vacuum. It's over here on the driveway side. It's a little harder to get orientated when you got a helicopter. It's right on top of you, asking questions and talking to you the whole time. They think they're helping you, but sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Getting a little drop or two out of it, but I bet you it's got something in it. You saw inside the P-trap, so we're just going to try this first, then we'll go up there and pour some cleaner in that P-trap and try to flush it through too. Alright, we're getting no air out of the exhaust at all, none. So that tells us we have a dead clog here. And even though I saw a bunch in the P-trap from up top, it's probably going to be this next elbow beyond this where it goes up and all the stuff falls to the bottom. We're not getting anything this way. It is dead plugged. Alright, so I went to the crawl space and there is no fun getting to this. I saw from that water spigot up there how far back, and there's a wall in there right around here, and this is through another tiny little hole that's knocked in the brick. So we're going to cut it out here and try to fish up through this line and see if that bottom elbow's clogged and see what we can get. Alright, so as soon as I cut this off, I very quickly began to see what the problem is. So I don't think it's going to be very hard to, oh, it's solid. I don't think it's going to be very hard to get this done I just need to glue a fitting and some pipe on this right quick so I don't lose it in there and end up having to go up in there. So let's go do that. All right, I glued this coupling on there just so I wouldn't lose the pipe. And can see how nasty it is, so I'm sure that next elbow up there has got some really yucky stuff in it. All right, I got that much yellow death in here. I'm gonna fill the rest with water and go flush that down. All right, so it is helpful that that we do have a clean out, an actual clean out right there. What I don't understand is why this hasn't made a much worse mess of a watermark and everything on the floor here, but it's pretty bad to have that much exposed suction line in an attic. Should have brought a funnel. I'm hoping this is going mostly in the trap and in the line. And not back up into the coil, but we've probably gotten a little bit of both. So let's put the cap back on and go vacuum that out and hope that it flushes. If it does, I can see we're gonna need to pour about a gallon of water down this thing and flush it some more, even if we get the clog out. This one's pretty bad. Okay, you can see by the dry wells here how low the house is and how low it really gets back here. Plus that wall that's got a separate crawl space back here. So that'll kind of explain to you why I'm not just under there cutting this out and changing it out and getting it over with, which would be much quicker. And it runs a good 4 or 5 feet straight over, which tells me I can likely run this thing into it. So we'll do that in just a minute if it's necessary. Let's see if that if any of that yellow death is coming through. Not yet. So let's run this snake up it and see if we can get to the elbow and see what happens. It has certainly got some nasty sludge in it. Alright, so what I did now is I bent the end of that snake to try to encourage it to go past the elbow and up into the pipe. And it did work, because there we are, and we are definitely up past it now. which should let us go almost all the way to the top. And what I'm going to do is when I pull this out, I'm not going to roll it up, obviously, until I clean it, but I'm going to also lay it out here on the driveway, and we'll be able to see exactly how far up that pipe we went digging at this sludge. And this thing is only 20 feet long. Yuck. Yep, we're at the top of the next elbow. So let's pull it out. And as Shannon, I wear my sunglasses at night, used to say, there was the money shot. I don't know how many favors I did myself bending. There it comes. And there's all my yellow death coming out with it. So we should be able to flush this. Sometimes just pack it back up and make it worse, but let's see what happens. It's coming through, but like I said before, I think we're going to go up there and pour another container or two of pure water down it. We did get it. I was going to show this elbow to the customer, let him see some of what we got out. Poor guy there crawled right out of that, and I don't know if he climbed in it while it was laying up there on the ground after we cut it off, or if he'd been in there for a while. I don't know, but he sure crawled out like he was hurting. All right, there's our snake, and you can see we had a good 15 feet of it or better out. I'm gonna have to wipe that down as I roll it up in there. So I'm gonna go upstairs and pour pure water down through it. And let's see if any runs out. I'll just leave the camera there. Looks like we got some. Let's have to vacuum again. We might have to do that a couple more times. We are getting a lot of exhaust oil now out of the back of this, which obviously means it's clear. Okay, the helicopter was back for a little bit, but that's how we're going to leave it, like that. And I did not glue that last nipple in 45, so I'm going to wipe this thing off and roll it up and start it up and let it start making water. All right, this is one of those older Tranes. I remember them that had one big door. It's a little bit of a pain. Take it apart. But that is nasty. And I don't think these people want to be breathing that. I think we are going to have to replace this system here. Just based on that right there. I could probably get it back going today. But boy, is it ever nasty. So I noticed no power to the unit, and that's the reason I opened it. I don't know how in the world that could have happened. I mean, it's got to be coincidental, but that is the heat strip power. Not sure if the unit, this is hot, so I'm being careful. Not sure if that, any of this powers the controls or anything on the unit, and I don't think it does. This red and black, some of these just don't go anywhere. Unless, God, this is all nasty. So I'm gonna have to pull the disconnect just to try to see what happens here. And put that back together. That's awful coincidental that that comes apart while we're here, or during this other problem before we got here. I tell you, that looks to me like it's been apart for quite a while. So I don't know if there's a problem with the heat strips and somebody just unplugged them to keep them from tripping the breaker, or what happened here. But let's see what happens. All right, I hear the transformer humming now, and I spun the blower wheel. It's free. So I guess that was what was keeping the unit from running, but I don't know how that could have happened. Certainly didn't happen with me taking the door off. So let's show a couple of images of this to the customer. I'm quite sure they don't want to be breathing through this. So I think this is going to be going pretty quick. All right, it is back on. But like I say, I think that that system's going to have to go. Let's go talk to the customer about it.